Imagine you found your 50-year-old dad making out with one of your college classmates. Well, here's how that happened to me. 1 year ago, my dad came to my school and put up flyers. He said he wanted to give private Spanish lessons and make some extra money. 6 people showed interest and called him up, but he only chose Vicky, a really good-looking girl who always wore super revealing clothes. They were supposed to study inside the college library, but I found them making out at my home. I said, "What the hell are you two doing?" "Oh, hey, sweetie. Vicky told me she turned 18 last week, so I threw her a small birthday party." "Yeah, and your dad bought me a $2,000 necklace as a gift. Isn't that awesome?" That was the moment I realized my dad was a creep. Instead of dating a woman his age, he'd rather spend all of his money to date a younger girl. It was disgusting, but Vicky seemed proud of it. One time she pointed at me in school and said, "Yeah, I'm dating her dad."
This is the story of my worst bar customer ever. It's just me and another bartender on a Thursday night, and we were pretty much waiting on this last table to leave. It was a group of guys with like 3 girls. The whole night, this one guy was flexing that he was going to put everything on his tab, and he was going to pay for everything so the girls could drink whatever they wanted. Of course, that meant I put everything on his tab. The girls left and went to the next bar, so it was time to close him out. When I brought him his tab without even looking at it, he demanded for my phone number before he would pay for it. I told him I wasn't going to give him my phone number and he needed to pay regardless. I brought his tab over a second time and his friends encouraged him to pay it so they could leave. That's when he threw a couple of crunched up dollar bills at me on the floor. I told him I wasn't going to pick it up. Then he called me a bitch and tried to grab me. The other bartender I was working with stepped in at that point and told him he needed to pay and leave. This guy swung a punch at my coworker but missed. That's when we had to call public security, and you won't believe what the guy...
Imagine you found your 50-year-old dad making out with one of your college classmates. Well, here's how that happened to me. 1 year ago, my dad came to my school and put up flyers. He said he wanted to give private Spanish lessons and make some extra money. 6 people showed interest and called him up, but he only chose Vicky, a really good-looking girl who always wore super revealing clothes. They were supposed to study inside the college library, but I found them making out at my home. I said, "What the hell are you two doing?" "Oh, hey, sweetie. Vicky told me she turned 18 last week, so I threw her a small birthday party." "Yeah, and your dad bought me a $2,000 necklace as a gift. Isn't that awesome?" That was the moment I realized my dad was a creep. Instead of dating a woman his age, he'd rather spend all of his money to date a younger girl. It was disgusting, but Vicky seemed proud of it. One time she pointed at me in school and said, "Yeah, I'm dating her dad."
Am I the asshole for getting mad about my mom marrying my fiance's dad?
What?
I, 24 female, and my fiance, 24 male, have been together since our sophomore year of college, so around 5 years now. For context, my mom had an affair with a coworker when I was 16, leading to my parents' divorce. She has been single ever since. Sadly, my fiance's mom passed 2 years ago due to cancer, and his dad has been single since. My fiance proposed last year, but our wedding was delayed due to COVID. 3 months ago, in January 2021, we decided it was time to have our families meet for the first time to discuss our upcoming wedding. This went well. This morning, out of the blue, my mom called me and announced that she had eloped. I was shocked as she had not been dating anyone to my knowledge. Upon questioning, it turns out that she and my fiance's dad had been dating in secret since that meeting in January and had married in secret yesterday, making my fiance my stepbrother.
I was raised by parents who believe religiously and just culturally in rigid gender roles. Dad should work, mom should stay home and raise the kids. I'm the only girl and I have 3 brothers. Because of their expectation, I would just get married and stay home and raise kids. They never valued my education. They never valued my educational achievements or emphasized things beyond domestic skill. I'm the second youngest, and by the time I was in high school, my 2 older brothers had gone to the college of their choice, with my parents covering full tuition, books, and off-campus apartment and other living expenses. They eventually did the same for my younger brother, and I was told I wasn't allowed to apply for college. I did so in secret and got accepted with a partial scholarship. I didn't tell them I was moving out until a week before I left. With essentially nothing, the only things I had were things my friends had given to me that their parents bought for them for college. I took engineering and had to work, take on a debt, and struggle. My parents and I have barely spoken in years. I'm married now and expecting our first child, and they asked to meet up. We met at a park, and they said they were sorry if they caused me pain, but would like a relationship now.
My 47 female life is destroyed, and I am beyond devastated. My husband, 34 male, is having an affair with my son. A few months ago, I noticed a change in my husband. He stopped having sex, which was very odd for us. He also was more distant with affection and very secretive with his phone. And when I checked it, he had changed his passcode. So I checked his laptop, and the same thing, change in password. We had always shared all that information, even when we changed it, so it didn't feel right. I started to feel like he was having an affair, and a coworker agreed that his actions seemed odd. She suggested I hide a camera at home, especially as I travel for work. After a lot of internal debate, I decided to do as she said, and bought a camera that I could watch through my phone as I prepared for a short business trip. I hid it in our living room at an angle that covered most of the room, but mainly aimed at the top of the door, so I could see if anyone picked him up or came in with him. When I checked it a few hours ago, I was horrified. and
Am I the asshole for not giving my brother my college fund after he was cut off for coming out? My 18-year-old brother recently came out as gay, and my grandparents, who are homophobic AF, like they don't even hide it, didn't take it well. My parents obviously support him coming out, but my grandparents have cut him off financially. See, for all of us, my grandparents set aside separate college funds over the years. We don't necessarily have to use it for school, which was my case. I'm 27 years old and I had a son my second year of college, so I decided to get into an apprenticeship program instead and use that money for baby expenses and to save up for him. My girlfriend and I are managing well, working full time. We don't touch that money at all unless it's for him. My brother knows I still have this money and he's asking me to help invest in his future since it was always a given that our grandparents would pay for his college. Our parents are well off financially, so he wouldn't receive much in terms of financial aid, but they don't want to cover for college tuition because he's an adult now. My sister already graduated and used what was left of the money to put a down payment on a house. I'm really his only option and he's desperate. Because I'm refusing, my brother is calling me a traitor and it's not fair for him to be cut off like this